你来上海多久了？说一下喜欢上海的理由。
Me, I'm just came. She's longer.
I'm like 3 months. Yeah.
But I used to live here before, long time ago.
No, it's not my first time. I've been in Shanghai for 7 years now.
2 days, yeah.
Yeah, just 2 days.
2005. 上海人。
3 days for me. I'm very new in the city.
7 months.
出生在这里。
So I've lived in Shanghai nearly 1 year, but we lived in Beijing 5 years before. So China nearly 6 years, long time.
今天刚到
6、7年了。
2天。是去年9月份过来的，到现在是半年多，
将近2年。
刚来。
第一天。
When I first came to Shanghai on business, and I used to come very frequently, starting in 1983. So I've been coming and living in Shanghai a long time.
说一下喜欢上海的理由。
I enjoy the city. I think it's a great city.
Yeah, I really like living in Shanghai.
我非常喜欢上海，我是上海人啊，我是土著。
The reason is always it's changing, but at the same time it's still same. Like, first time I came to Shanghai it was like 2009, and this area was still existing, but now it's different, but still same. Keep traditions, like, the beauty of the streets, the charm of the streets. Yeah, it's a combination of like a modern and historical things. That's what I really enjoy.
Yeah, I think it's really nice that they don't destroy like all
Yeah.
old buildings and keep it the same. And it's really charming, so yeah.
Yeah.
就还蛮 chill 的，其实，因为我比较小，在伦敦长大，所以我感觉其实上海跟伦敦的那种氛围感还是，就跟国外那种氛围感是比较在像的一个阶段的吧，我觉得。
这些古建筑吧，我感觉比较感兴趣一些。
30年了，出生就在这儿。
对。
和想象中的其实还是有一点差别的，但是繁华的地方很繁华，然后安静的地方也很安静。
喜欢上海街头的氛围。
上海其实我是喜欢的，因为这个城市它是一个非常时尚，然后机会非常多的城市，对我来说也是一个节奏很快的一个城市。对，对于年轻人来说有很多打拼的机会。
以前我对上海是有偏见的，我觉得上海是一个特别 modern 的城市，我对 modern 现代化的不是太感兴趣。然后我来了之后，发现我在这街上走，然后我就觉得我穿越到100年前了。然后看到那么多的房子，然后完了随便在一个房子停下来，然后就会发现这房子里面曾经有一些特别好的故事。
So far, so good. I think the places I've been, they're very clean. People are very nice. Everyone dresses so well, I think.
Yeah, so it's the same. I really like it here because really good sensations, really good.
I love it. Yes, one of my favorite cities already.
Yeah, I like it too. It's been really great here. Everybody's sort of nice and really polite.
我挺喜欢上海的，就是包容性很强，生活很便利。
喜欢。
还不错，人很多。比较喜欢，虽然这边节奏比较快啊，但是这边是时髦啊，时髦的聚集地，所以说比较喜欢这边时髦啊、潮流的这种氛围。
我觉得上海比较好逛，然后就很多有情调的小店，然后就是可以待一个下午啊这些，或者随便乱走也能走到一些很有意思的地方。
就是我觉得上海它历史上有经历过像淞沪会战这些，因为我是在南京上学嘛，我会以为跟南京一样很多古迹都被摧毁了，但是其实没有，就走在上海街头，其实随便就能看到一些保存很好的建筑，我觉得就特别有意思。给我的最深刻的感觉就是万国建筑会。就很喜欢。
Oh, there's so many nice parts, but I like tree-lined streets like this one, or like we see in the former French concession, or that kind of thing. I like the mixture of old and new that we find in Shanghai. It's a kind of poetic feeling for me. We don't know if it's West, we don't know if it's Asia, and it's mixed somewhere in between. I like that feel.
What's your favorite thing about Shanghai?
I think it's
I think my favorite part in Shanghai is the lifestyle, yeah, and also the development. Like it's very nice, technology and everything, yeah.
People, buildings, architecture, the energy, and yeah, this is the three things that I really enjoy in Shanghai.
I think same, yeah. It's also.
上海很繁华，然后很便捷，让人很有安心吧，这种感觉。
应有尽有吧。
这条路我就很喜欢。
那个滨江吧，徐汇滨江或者西岸滨江的地方，江边儿。
Shanghai, so I like being able to go, there's lots of good bars, first of all, lots of good food, like local food, but also very good Western food. I like to be able to go to a bar just on my own with my dog here, and we meet lots of people from very different backgrounds all the time. So it's a very diverse city, so lots of different backgrounds and lots of interesting conversations.
How people dress so well.
For me, the quality of life is really good. Like I feel really safe here, so I can just live and enjoy my life here because of this. I feel safe.
看法吗？很适合女孩子居住的城市。
我觉得目前来看是建筑，还有它的建筑背后承载的历史文化，
算是比较包容的，我觉得也蛮好的。
The food. Yeah, I think the city view.
It's very, very modern here. Like everything is so much easier to do and really, really clear, you know? Love it.
It's really organized and the people here are more sort of polite and I think they really respect like foreigners here. So there's, compared for example, in Europe some people might be sort of selfish and they are not even gonna like walk around you. They might just bump into you and stuff like that. That doesn't really happen here.
Do you feel safe living in Shanghai?
Yes, for real. Yeah.
Yes, I think it's a really organized city.
我觉得这里就挺好的，安福路、武康路这一块，就是逛街什么还挺舒服的。
我美黑我可以美黑，在这里是不会就是受到别人的一些就异样的眼光的。然后呢，我想穿什么我也可以穿什么，就是可以一个大胆做自己的地方。
觉得它吃的东西比较丰富，而且它的菜系啊还有品类会比较多，我最喜欢这个。
The reasons I like Shanghai, so I like the weather, I like the warm. So as I said, I lived in Beijing before, very cold in the winter, too cold, crazy cold. So the weather's good, and this particular area where we live in the FFC is very cool. So lots of different good vibes, different bars and restaurants, and as I said, a very diverse mix of people. So it's a very international city, which I like. I like it.
上海是全国比较那种小资一点的地方嘛，那个生活状态比较喜欢一点吧，那个思想会比全国各方面开放一点吧。
西化就足不出户就可以出国了。
怎么说就是就算我大白天在路边喝酒也对。
I've been here many times. My impression is that it's very clean and modern. It's got like a nice combination of like you said, skyscrapers, and then also like areas like this. I would say like maybe like roads like this most. It's very chill and very relaxing.
Yeah, I think I prefer more the area, with the more skyscrapers, more modern. What was the place in which we've been yesterday? The one with the...
We went to Waitan and Lujiazui.
Yeah, and that is amazing.
There's many things that I really like. As I said, I think, the one mistake that people in Hong Kong have made is maybe not preserving our heritage as well. But in Shanghai, I think they do that very well. You walk around and you see plaques on the walls where they tell you this building is from the 1940s or 1930s, who used to live here. And they've done an excellent job, I think, of preservation, because you look around and you can feel the history. And the other big thing I think people have a misconception of when it comes to China is how green the cities are. So I've been to only one or two other mainland China cities, such as Shenzhen. And again, I'm always very surprised at how much effort there is to conserve. And even here, I mean, the recycling and conservation programs I think are excellent. So that really has been one of my favorite aspects. Yeah.
特别喜欢的，长风公园那边吧，环境比较好。
因为我是喜欢摄影嘛，我街拍，然后发现上海的女孩子比较前卫。然后你知道，在苏州很多地方，然后你年轻人穿衣服，他会有一些禁锢或者一些约束。然后在上海这边，大家都你随便，你只要不影响到别人，然后大家都 OK， 很 free， 我觉得这挺好。
就因为我来上海7年时间，在刚开始的时候，比如说我从北方来嘛，我是北方人，然后北方人会觉得上海有一些冷漠， 但是其实你待下来，有一些上海本地的朋友之后，你觉得上海有它自己的价值观，它更多的不是我们最近所谓说的互币什么的，其实它有自己的价值观，它的包容性在国内来说相对会比较强，所以这是它独特的 DNA 里的东西，就是也不怕别人误会它，我有自己的选择，我也有自己的坚持，我觉得这是对我对上海的一个主要印象。
然后这里也会比较多样性一些，多元化一些。
走路走的太多了，太累了。
上海首先呢，生活很便捷，像我们说的，出去都不用带钱包，用支付宝啊、微信啊都可以使用支付。另外呢，外卖也很便捷，吃的东西比较多其实全世界的美食在上海基本上都可以吃到。整个便捷来说，上海是非常便捷的。完了，从个人事业发展来说，上海也是比较好的，这个环境比较好，也是海纳百川嘛。
对，蛮便捷的。
我觉得上海市政建设很好。因为我来上海之后，我就一直在这一片区。我是07年开始在上海，07年开始在这家花店工作，所以对这边的大上海其他地方我没去过，可能更多的是在这边待。但我觉得这边就很舒服横幅风貌区，就是梧桐树不同的季节有不同的风采。
其实就是它的包容性，因为每一个人你的生活方式即使有多大的不同，他都能够包容你、接纳你。大家听到一个新的生活方式，可能会觉得哇很有意思、很有趣，而不是说哇这个人怎么这样。就是因为可能在老家，因为我的老家也是相对传统的一个城市，所以大家的生活方式都很类似。比如说要固定的午休，然后早餐几点睡觉，然后这个什么各种仪式就是都是有自己约定俗成的这些东西。但是上海它可能更自由，然后大家都是交流为主，对。
From a French concession because it's smaller and tinier, more comfortable with all these trees and old buildings. You can feel something very strange feeling with this mix between Chinese culture and Western culture. So really enjoy this place.
从小挺喜欢，我浙江人，对上海一直蛮有好感的。市中心这边文化，就海派的文化，我都很喜欢。相对于北京、深圳，应该算压力比较小的地方吧？真的吗？对呀，
可能因为它是城区。我觉得上海就是它能不断给我新鲜感，不管是文化呀，还有生活，还有科技领域这些，它都是保持全球领先的一个动态这样子，所以很喜欢。
蛮喜欢的，因为街道很舒服，然后走起路来也就是可以很舒服的走，不会很多机车。
怎么说呢？挺热闹、挺繁忙的，就是走在这种路上人都特别多，对。
就是感觉很小资的一个地方。
因为我是做咖啡出身的嘛，然后所以可能对上海这边咖啡文化的话比较感兴趣，对。
我觉得就是包容性比较强吧，就是像国外的话，因为我其实没有就是真正的出国去留学过，但是我觉得比起其他的地方，比如说像日本和韩国，就特别是对女性的包容还是挺大的，还是挺高的，就是至少在亚洲还是比较包容性很强的一个城市。
对，就是比较包容，我觉得。